students. In previous class, we discussed today about what is social control, nature of social control, various forms of social control, and also various purpose of social control. In today's class, I am going to explain to you about folkways, norms and laws. ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ, ನೈತಿಕ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾನೂನು ಇವುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. In that first we discussing about folkways. ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಎಂಬುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು. Folkways is a concept first introduced by W.G. Sumner. W.G. Sumner ಅವರು ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ folkways ಲೋಕರೂಢಿಯನ್ನು ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ಪರಿಚಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Introduced by W.G. Sumner in his book Folkways. In his book Folkways in 1906ರಲ್ಲಿ W.G. Sumner ಅವರು Folkways ಎಂಬ ಅವರ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ Folkways ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಎಂಬ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ಪರಿಚಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, the way of folkways means it means the way of folk or people. Way of folk or people. Way of folk or people ಅಂದ್ರೆ folk ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜನರು ಮತ್ತು ways ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಚಾರ ಅಥವಾ ರೂಢಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜನರ ರೂಢಿ. ways of folk or people, ಜನರ ರೂಢಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. And folkways are accepted way of behavior. It is a accepted way of behavior of people ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Okay, and one definition about folkways, according to Gillin and Gilling, he says that Gillin and Gilling says that folkways are behavior pattern of everyday life. Behavior pattern of folkways are behavior pattern of everyday life. Pattern of everyday life, which generally arise unconsciously in a group. Which generally arise unconsciously in a group. Unconsciously in a group is called as folkways according to Gillin and Gilling. Gillin ಮತ್ತು ಗಿಲ್ಲಿನ್ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸಮೂಹವೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅರಿವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ತನ್ನಿಂದ ತಾನಾಗಿಯೇ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ದೈನಂದಿನ ಜೀವನದ ನಡವಳಿಕೆಯ ನಮೂನೆಗಳು ಏನಿದಾವೋ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಎಂಬುದಾಗಿ ಗಿಲ್ಲಿನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿಲ್ಲಿನ್ ರವರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, this is the one definition about folkways. According to Gillin and Gilling, folkways are behavior pattern of everyday life which generally arise unconsciously in a group. Okay, and let us discuss various nature of folkways. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಲೋಕರೂಢಿ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು. Nature of folkways. In that nature or characteristics of folkways, we discussed the first characteristics or nature of folkways is social in nature. Social in nature, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Social in nature. Folkways are a product of a man's group life. They are created by the groups for their substance and maintenance. Product of man's group. So folkways are a product of number of people's group life or man's group life. They are created by groups for their substance and maintenance. And individuals get a social recognition by conforming to the folkways. In the society, individuals get a social recognition by conforming to the folkways, and every new generation in the society is absorbs folkways partly by deliberate teaching but mainly by observing and taking part in life about them. Okay, this is the first characteristics of folkways. And second nature of folkways is unplanned origin. Unplanned origin. ಪೂರ್ವ ಯೋಜನೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತದ್ದು unplanned origin. Origin of folkways are very obscure. Some are believed that they arise, folkways arise automatically and unconsciously in the society, and they are not the result of any advanced planning. There is no pre-planning for the arising the folkways in the society. ಅಂದ್ರೆ unplanned origin ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪೂರ್ವ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಕರೂಢಿಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟುವಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಲೋಕರೂಢಿಗಳು ತಾನಾಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಹುಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ another nature. And third nature of folkways is informal enforcement. Informal enforcement. Folkways are in informal enforcement, and folkways are not as compulsive and obligatory as those of laws or moral conformity to the folkways is neither required by law or nor enforced by any special agency of the society. And these who violate the folkways, who violate folkways are not punished by formal means. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಲೋಕರೂಢಿಯನ್ನು ಯಾರೇ ವೈಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ folkways ಅನ್ನು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ವೈಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಅದರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪನಿಷೇಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಔಪಚಾರಿಕವಾದಂತಹ ಪನಿಷೇಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ folkways. Folkways are not punished by formal means. Okay, and next one, folkways are innumerable. It is not possible for anyone to enlist all the folkways. No encyclopedia could contain all the folkways observed by all the people of the history, and they are very diverse and numerous in the nature. So this is also another important characteristics of folkways. And last nature of folkways is folkways are subject to change. Subject to change. ಪರಿವರ್ತನಾಶೀಲವಾದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Subject to change. Folkways are not static, but it is a dynamic in nature, and folkways are change with changing social conditions. Some of them undergo relatively rapid change, some are resist change very often. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ folkways are not static, it is a changing or dynamic in nature. Folkways are change with changing, so it's a social condition. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಮಾಜವು ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Some folkways undergo relatively rapid change, and some are very resist change in the society, or very oftenly changing in the society. Okay, these all are the important characteristics of folkways. Very important concept. What is folkways and what are the various nature of folkways? Next we move on to the another topic, mores. ನೈತಿಕ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ತಿಳಿಸುವೆ. mores. The word mores, the word more is a Latin term. The word mores is a Latin term, and it represented the ancient Romans' most respected and even sacred customs. Mores is the singular form of mores. Mores is the singular form of mores. And the term mores introduced to sociological literature by W.G. Sumner. Introduced by W.G. Sumner. And what is mores? called as mores by the Gillen and Gillen. Mores are those customs and groups. Customs and groups. Routines which are brought by the all members of the society to be necessarily to the groups continued to exist in the society is called as mores. For example, respecting elders, speaking truth, taking care of children, or taking care of aged people, or taking care of some deceased people. These all are the important example for mores. Okay, and then next we move on to the nature of mores or characteristics of mores. Nature. In that first nature of mores are the regulators of social life. These are the regulators of social life. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕ ಸಾಧನಗಳಾಗಿ ನೈತಿಕ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಜೀವನದ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಸಾಧಕಗಳಾಗಿ ನೈತಿಕ ನಿಯಮಗಳು. ಮೋರ್ಸ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ದಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ group or community. They are always considered right by the people who share them, and they are morally right, and they are right by the people who share them, and they are normally right, and their violation are morally wrong. Hence they are more compulsive in nature. People are more compulsive in nature, and they put restriction on our behavior. People put some of the restriction on their behavior. So mores are the regulators of social life. Without mores, society can not exist systematically or in a peaceful manner. And second nature of mores is relatively more persistence. Relatively more persistence. More persistent. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Mores are relatively long lasting than ordinary folkways. In phase, they even become conservative elements in the society. Okay, and people also put a resistance to change. So it is another important nature of mores. And third characteristics of mores is mores are vary from time to time and place to place. Time to time and group to group. Varies from group to group and time to time. This is another nature of mores. It varies from one group to another and one time to another time or another period. What is prescribed in one group is prohibited in another. Social or mores are prescribed in one group is prohibited to another group. For example ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, often practice of female infanticide where such as a practice is strictly forbidden in the modern society. Practice of female infanticide strictly prohibited in the modern society. And mores are not only differs with the culture but also with the time. It differs with the one time to another or time to time. What is right at one time may be wrong at another time. This is vice versa. One time is right for one time is right for people, and another time is wrong for them. For example, practice of sati practice is very formal. It was formal in nature, but today it is illegal or immoral. Practice of sati is naturally it is a common or it is a moral, but today's society it is illegal or immoral. So it is also another important nature of morals. Another important nature of mores. And last characteristics of more is mores are often backed by values and religion. Backed by values and religion. Mores are normally receives the sanctions and backing of values and religion. When they occurs, they become still more powerful and binding. And mores backed by the religious sanctions are strongly justified among the people. Okay, for example, Purushottam of Hinduism, 10 commands of Christianity, and 8 principles of Buddhism, etc. This is another one of the important nature or characteristics of mores. Important for 5 marks. What is more and various nature of mores? Next, we move on to the another topic, that is laws. Laws. Law is most powerful formal means of social control in modern society. Formal means of social control. Important formal means of social control in the society, in modern society. And laws appears only in the society where a political organization called as government is found. Where there is a government found in the society, there appears various laws. Laws appears only in the society where there is a political organization. One political organization called by government is found. Government is found. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ಕಾನೂನುಗಳು ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, and one definition about laws according to J.S. Rusek. According to J.S. Rusek, what is laws? For him, according to him, laws are form of social rules enacting from political agencies. According to him, laws are a form of social rule enacting by political agencies. We say form of social rule enacting by political agencies or political organization. Okay, and another one definition according to Ian Robertson. According to him, a law is simply a rule that has been finally enacted by a political authority and it backed by the power of the state. According to Ian Robertson, a law is simply a rule that has been formally enacted. By a political authority and it backed by the powers of the state. Robertson. Okay. Next we move on to the various characteristics of laws. It is also very important. What are the nature or characteristics of laws? In that first nature of law is laws are the general conditions of the human activity prescribed by the state for its member. It is a condition of human activity prescribed by state for its member. And another characteristic is a law is called law only if enacted by proper law making authority. If there is proper law making authority, it is called by law. Okay, law is called law only if there is a proper political authority or law making authority. And another nature is law is written, definite, clear and precise. It is in the written form or in definite form and also clear and precise form. Law is equal for all. Law ಕಾನೂನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. Under people are equal under the law. And next one, violation of law is punishable. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನೂನಿಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂತದ್ದು ಅದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಾರ್ಹ ಅಪರಾಧ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Violation of law is punishable. It is also another nature of law. And next one, laws are in written down and recorded. ಇದು ಲಿಖಿತವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಬರಹ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು recorded in the form of recorded. Laws are in written form and also in recorded forms. And next one, laws are dynamic or changing in the society. It is not static in the society. It is varies from generation to generation. Laws are varies from generation to generation. In nature also we understand that or we study that it is a varies from generation to generation or time to time and from group to group. So it is dynamic. Laws are dynamic. And last nature of characteristics of laws is it is differ from country to country. Laws are differing or varies from one country to another country. Okay, these are the important nature or characteristics of laws. In today's class we are discussing what is folkways and what are the nature of folkways and what are the modes and nature of modes and what is laws and also various nature of laws. From here we end the second chapter, that is basic concept of first PUC sociology second chapter. Thank you. We will see in